Go, baby, let's go!
Throw it up in the air, almost to the post.
This is the Coastal Bend's most comprehensive high school football show, the Friday Night Fever Preview Special, proudly brought to you by CCRV, keeping RVs affordable and fun.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Friday Night Fever Preview Special. High school football is back, and boy, we've had this date circled on our calendar since last December. It's a very exciting time for us, and we are so glad it's here, and we're glad you tuned in to see some really good stories that you will not see anywhere else. So let's get started. First off, we'll introduce you to Shelby Coppage, the newest member of the Fever team. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me, Alan. I'm so excited to be here finally.
Shelby played volleyball for the Islanders, so she is an athlete. And she spent some time covering the Houston Rockets. So you got some sports journalism in you already, don't you?
I'm pretty well-rounded, yes. Thanks for saving a spot for me here. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, we appreciate you. Tolosa Midway, you had a chance to go out there and visit with those young men. Very special story you want to talk about.
Yes. When you think of a football team, players and coaches might instantly come to mind. But the unsung hero of the team, in a different way, the trainers. I followed TM's head trainer, Cody Smiley, and his student trainers to show a day in the life of what it's like to be our football team's first responders.
The trainers are really the team behind the team.
Tolosa Midway athletic trainer Cody Smiley's typical day at school starts at 7:30 a.m. and ends at 7:45 p.m. He's the first in the training room and the last to leave after practice.
You hear the term trainer or athletic trainer, and you may not understand really what we do. It makes it sound like we're like a personal trainer or a fitness coach or something like that. Come over here and watch me. I think athletic therapist is a much better term for what we do.
School trainers are only licensed to work with athletes, but their skill set is similar to that of physical therapists.
When a kid comes to us and we give you what our impression is of what the injury is, most of the time we're right.
And Coach Smiley's role doesn't suddenly begin when an athlete gets hurt.
During practice, I'm walking around monitoring. I'm monitoring the weather, I'm monitoring the kids, I'm making sure that my student trainers are where they're supposed to be, you know, trying to catch an injury when it happens.
Coach Smiley knows the key to his job, trust.
One of the things that you don't want to happen is a kid feel like if they come to you with an injury that you're just automatically gonna set them out.
TM young athletes know their trainer is going to evaluate them fairly and with integrity.
Once a couple of kids come to you and you don't just automatically hold them out, then other kids see that and they feel more comfortable going to you. Get some air, explode up. There you go. You're gonna see groin strains, you're gonna see hamstring strains, you're gonna see shoulder injuries, and that's what we're dealing with right now.
This helps me stretch out my hamstring, and he'll usually have me on the elliptical machine working on my hamstring, and then he'll put me on the stem machine.
Smiley makes sure every player is fully hydrated, but in this heat, players still cramp up. Some coaches give their boys pickle juice as a remedy, but Smiley has a different strategy.
We carry mustard packets around, and the kids will just eat mustard packets.
When it comes to taking care of his players, Smiley knows he could not do his job alone. He depends on his own team, student trainers.
They're there every day with the boys. They may not be putting in the same kind of work that the boys are doing, but they're out there just the same.
Tolosa Midway has 25 student-athlete football trainers, and these kids get here at the beginning of school and don't leave till the end of practice. Also, TM is a year-round school, which means these kids don't take the holidays.
Trainers, you know, hardworking. They get us water whenever needed. They know it's really hot out there, so they're quick to get us water. They go through it just as much as we do.
These student trainers are held to the same moral code as these football players, and it also goes for the classroom. No pass, no play.
You'll know every single person, all their injuries, who drinks water more, who doesn't, who is usually out there longer.
Some of them know how to tape, so if anybody needs tape, I can rely on them to help the load, because sometimes I'll be working with kids that need rehab help.
If Coach Smiley is ever not around, these students are the first responders in the event that a player goes down.
Well, there's some situations where Coach Smiley doesn't go to JV or freshman away games, and so I've had a few encounters of concussions. So I learned how to diagnose a concussion.
We couldn't do anything without the trainers. I mean, from setting up the fields to making sure we're hydrated and making sure they treat our injuries. I mean, I say it every year at the sports banquet, they're the most important people we have out here.
Next football game you're at, think of a trainer. And maybe have some mustard packets on hand.
All right, great story, Shelby. I like that. And it's ironic that Mr. Smiley is an Islander himself.
He is an Islander. They have the best of the best there, Alan. You know this.
It's been so hot outside. These guys really, truly, they have to go above and beyond. What did you see behind the scenes that really makes them so effective, you think, if you had to pick one?
Really how on top of all the trainers were. As we mentioned, there's 25 student trainers that just follow Coach Smiley. And anytime the guys were off the field, whether there's a group of guys, there's always 3 trainers with every group. So no matter if they stopped, there were girls or guys always ready for them. And if Coach Smiley was gone, like we said, they're the first responders there. You know, some of those girls and guys have already treated concussions themselves. That blew away to me the most, probably them treating concussions themselves already.
All right, great piece. Thank you. And again, welcome to the Friday Night Fever crew.
Thank you so much, Alan.
Right.
We're going to kill it.
Coming up next on the Friday Night Fever Preview Special, there's a new head coach up in Beeville, but he is a familiar face there, and he's got family helping out. Roland Rodriguez will join us next with his story about the Sosa family. We're back after this quick timeout.
The Friday Night Fever Preview Special is brought to you by these sponsors.
All right, welcome back with more of our Friday Night Fever Preview Special. We're joined now by the veteran himself, Roland Rodriguez. It's football season, isn't it?
That's right. You said veteran. I'm pretty excited. Yeah. I know you've been doing this a long time. This is my 20th year. 20 years of doing high school football, and every year I get excited, and this is no exception.
Well, we're glad you're here. Now, you had a chance to check in on the Beeville Trojans, the new look, old look.
That's right.
Trojans.
Let's just put it this way. Let's don't sleep on the Beeville Trojans. A lot of people forget that this team is pretty good. They're sneaky good. That's how good they are. Last year, they scored over 600 points. That's pretty impressive. And if it wasn't for injuries, they would have gone at least 3 rounds deep in the playoffs because the way that bracket was set up. So they are sneaky good, and hopefully with, less injuries and a new change, and after 10 seasons, now a father and son.
Yes.
Yeah, father and son duo are back in Beeville to lead the Trojans into the 2019 high school football season after the Trojans went 6-5 last year.
Boys, quarterback.
After a few seasons at Medina Valley, Chris Sosa, who's been a head coach for 24 years with an overall record of 168-99, is back in Beeville. Sosa will take on the role of athletic director and head football coach, while his son Eric is going to serve as offensive coordinator.
As fate would have it, I'm back to where I was at 10 years ago, so just really thrilled and excited for the opportunity, and feeling blessed. I've got my son Eric coaching with me again. He was with me the last 3 years, and now to add icing to the cake, I got my daughter coaching with us too. So
most coaches are able to separate their family and work life, but the father and son bond between Chris and Eric Sosa thrives on the football field.
I like to joke around that all the good plays are my calls and all the bad ones are his, but no, he's done a great job, and again, I'm just excited to see what's going to happen here in Beeville.
Eric has been close to the Trojans most of his life. He played for the team with his dad as head coach, and now he's an assistant coach.
Just knowing that that's what I want to do. I want to be like my hero, my dad, and always knew that I wanted to go into coaching and into teaching and try to affect the young generation that we have the opportunity to do each and every day.
Eric Sosa, who graduated from Beeville in 2009, made quite a name for himself. The 4-year starting quarterback threw for more than 8,000 yards and 86 touchdowns and ran for 29 more touchdowns. He also made a name for himself at UT San Antonio, where he is the program's all-time leading passer with close to 7,000 yards and 46 touchdowns.
The most important thing is just the pride to wear that burnt orange. It's a little different now because I walk these halls and I dress in that locker room, I went through the program. So it's fun in a sense, and that we can bring the Trojan pride and the energy. Being a young coach, you kind of have that energy that you can bounce around whenever it's 110 degrees and try to be that little energy bug that we talk about each and every day. And
the former District 34A MVP will be the first to tell you he's enjoyed learning about the game from his dad as a player and now as a coach.
Used to be yes sir, yes sir, yes sir all the time, and now we bounce things off each other, ideas off each other, and it's fun to be able to go to practice and go to work with a guy that I admire so much.
Chris Sosa says his son's ties to the program makes him a special addition to the coaching staff.
The office is in great hands, so I feel very comfortable knowing that it's in good shape. And the kids, of course, they respond real well to him, so it's really neat to see his interactions and him teaching the kids what he was taught before with me.
The goal of this season is lofty and pretty straightforward for new Beeville head football coach Chris Sosa. He wants to win, and he wants to make a difference in his players' lives as well.
Really the importance of coaching, it's not about the trophies and the championship stuff that you get. It's about really working with the young men and women that you work with and molding them into successful young men and women. And I think we've always done that, but I think as you get older, you realize that really is the real reason why we're here.
The Beeville Trojans will open up their season next Friday night at home against the King Mustangs. If we remember last year, Alan.
I know.
Yeah, the Trojans put 60-plus points on King, so it should be a very interesting game for both teams.
Your old King Mustangs.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Real quick, prediction on Beeville, you think they can go a ways?
I think they could go at least 3 rounds, and if they stay healthy, who knows after that? Just like I said earlier in the story, how the bracket sets up. They're really, really talented team. Again, health is the key for that ball club.
All right, we look forward to it. Thank you, Roland. Appreciate it.
You bet, sir.
Up next, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine has chosen 2 South Texas players in their top 40 watch list. Now, it's a huge honor for both of these young men, and Aquila Pretty will join us after this break with more on these 2 very special players.
The Friday Night Fever Preview Special is brought to you by these sponsors.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Friday Night Fever Preview Special. We're joined now by Aquila Pretty, who's been a part of the Friday Night Fever for many, many years. Also our sideline reporter during the broadcast games, and we'll talk more about that later. How are you? You ready to go?
Ready for another season, Alan.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It always is. We love to read Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. You were telling me about a great article in here about 2 players who got some really good ink on this, on their football, and I know that you're going to expand upon that.
Yeah, they are 2 players from our area who are on the list of the 40 players that you need to know across all of Texas, not just in our region. Defense representing for Calallen, offense for Refugio, and they're both expected to be impact players on teams that are supposed to be contenders this year.
The perennial powerhouse programs at Calallen and Refugio are no strangers to the spotlight, but the leading voice on Texas football says more eyes should be on them this season, with 2 players who are among the most talented in the state. One earns the honors of Dave Campbell's top 40 players you need to know for his offensive prowess, Refugio quarterback Austin Ochoa.
Throwing the ball is really fun. I like that the most.
And it shows on the field. After transferring in the middle of last season, Ochoa still managed to pass for more than 1,000 yards. His ground game wasn't too shabby either, racking up more than 500 rushing yards. But you won't hear Ochoa boast about any of it.
I try to stay away from all that stuff and just do what I have to do for the team. Just stay away from all the hype and all that.
Bobcats head coach Jason Herring says that laser focus is one of the things that makes Ochoa extremely special.
The kid can't stand losing. He refuses to lose, and he's a fierce, fierce, fierce competitor. One of the best competitors I've ever coached. To be an elected captain on a football team speaks volumes of the kind of kid he is and how he handles himself, and you would never know he's the star that he is. He never indicates that. He's just one of the guys and a great, great, great leader.
Also recognized for his leadership is the other Coastal Bend representative on Dave Campbell's top 40 players you need to know, Calallen linebacker Riggs Barrett.
I try to stay as humble as possible, but I feel like I always have something to prove.
If 2018 is any proof, Barrett is set up for a standout 2019 season. His 150-plus tackles during his junior year were enough for the Texas Sports Writers Association to name him to first-team All-District, All-South Texas, and All-State.
Just an excellent rush by Seth Kelly and Riggs Barrett.
And while he acknowledges the accolades, Barrett doesn't rest in them.
I like them. I feel like I've earned most of them, but this year I got to follow up with the hype and I got to meet those standards.
He's one of the best linebackers we had in many years.
Calallen head coach Phil Danaher is also very high on Barrett's talent. He says the senior has the right balance of humility and competitiveness to help the Wildcats defense to another stellar season.
He's a very talented athlete, and so there's a lot of places we can play, and he has a good attitude about playing, and he's a good leader for us right now.
For all of the talk about their individual talent, both Barrett and Ochoa say they stay focused on their teams and what it will take for them to win.
Keep working hard on the field, off the field, and coming together as one.
We're going to have a very positive and good mentality this whole year, for sure. Got a bunch of returning, so it'll be fun.
All right, great story, Aquila. Now, I'm curious, because of this extra publicity they're getting, you think they'll be noticed a little bit more by these Division I coaches for recruiting purposes?
I imagine they will, but both players are really staying humble throughout this whole process. They appreciate the accolades, but they really want to earn it with their play on the field, so they're not going to let this distract them. They're staying really focused on what's ahead for this season and getting their teams to the state championship level, so we'll see what happens.
And both teams, I think, have pretty good chances of going really deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, and in fact, Refugio in their division are picked as the contender, as the #1 preseason favorite. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they always keep us busy every year.
Absolutely.
Great story.
Thanks
for joining us, and we'll see you later on the Fever and, of course, on our game broadcast.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right. So have you ever thought about becoming a high school football official? It's tough. It's demanding. In fact, our Jeff DuBois decided to try out recently, and he's going to join us next about what he learned. You will not want to miss it. We're coming right back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Friday Night Fever Preview Show. We're joined now by Jeff DuBois, who coming up on your 1-year anniversary. Hard to believe.
I know.
Right?
It's crazy. It flies by, Alan. We're almost there.
Well, we've enjoyed having you here, and you've now got a chance to kind of familiarize yourself with our area schools.
Absolutely. I mean, after doing 1 year, being from San Antonio, playing some of these teams, but actually getting an opportunity to cover them for a year, you like what you see, and it's exciting for a 2019 football season. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, now you've got a great piece you're about to do on being a football official. It's not easy. Not anyone can do this.
No.
So you decided to go out on your own and get a uniform and run out with players?
This may not have been the smartest thing for my health, Alan, but let me tell you, you're absolutely right. This is something that is not for the faint of heart. The speed of the game is fast, so it's easy to sit in the stands, see some calls that the officials might miss during the game. You sit there, you yell. I got firsthand experience at what a football referee goes through on a nightly basis, and Alan, it exceeded my expectations. Let's check this out.
There's a lot of stuff that we're doing that people don't think about as an official all the time.
Number 10, Matt Martinez with the ball.
We got responsibilities every play. One of them's supposed to watch the clock, and the other one's supposed to watch the play clock.
James, let's go.
Yeah.
Tuck it in where the ball's out.
We're ready to go.
You just get up there on love.
So I watch the play, I move, I got forward progress, boom. When the ball's dead, if it's in my area, I'm gonna put my hand up. We'll get the ball set and move all that. Then you're gonna do that over and over and over.
Love it. I thought.
When he's at a run play, so second down, right?
Yeah, he's down. Okay.
Just peek.
Oh, why? I thought it was 3. Gotcha.
One time.
Okay. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah. You don't kill it. It's a running play, so it's a running clock.
Grabbed me about right here and slung him. So if we want to get this.
So now we're going to kill it. We'll get the first down. Understand? There you
My hand is to tell the clock guy, hey, 40 seconds.
Okay.
Started.
He caught it.
Right here.
Drove him back, so it's where he catches
Yeah,
it.
that's where it is.
So you stop, put your hand up.
We're getting it now. I think we're getting it now. Third down.
I want you to put it on tape.
He dropped it. I actually thought it was a handoff. I'll be aware next time.
He's off now. He's good.
I'm watching the line of scrimmage, make sure there's no one else with me downfield. The umpire's helping with that. Make sure the quarterback doesn't cross the line.
Scoot up a little bit. 17, tell 34 back up a little bit. You on or off?
Back with me. You're good.
You're good.
So what happens is officials sometimes we get excited, we want to run. We want to stay still and watch.
Throw me something deep. Make me run.
Oh man, I'm out of shape. Get there.
Did you see that speed? That was nice. Whew.
Let's get some water break. The speed of this is a little.
Oh yeah.
So we just gotta process things quicker.
Yeah.
You see what I was talking about on that play where the guy came and you were kind of up on him?
Yeah.
So what we do is, as a wing guy, we just step back, let them go, and then we come, and then
you come in and call the spot.
Boom, I got the spot.
Okay. Yes! We're picking up things at a time. I think I just threw my shoulder out. It's hot out here. You're good. Man, nice play. I'm getting the hang of it now. I think that's it.
It's work. It's
oh yeah, no, for sure.
It's definitely
a lot of work.
What do you think?
I'll be keeping my day job.
All right, great piece. I loved it. I love the fact people may be wondering what that was on top of your head, but that was your little GoPro.
That was a GoPro I got from the station. I got a strap. I put it on my head. It was a little weird. I had something wobbling around, and I had to make sure it didn't fall off. But it turned out better than I thought it did. It looked good, I thought.
I thought the officials did an excellent job of explaining how to be a referee.
Absolutely.
It looked really good.
A big thanks to Rob Newton and his crew. I mean, he's been so accommodating all the time, and to have those guys come out and they take time, and especially the coaches also, Justin Evans and Mark Del Percio, they let me come out and they actually let me officiate a scrimmage. That was really nice of them. It was a lot of fun, and it's tough.
And you got to know the rules, right?
No, you really do, and it's something that if you've played football, you still think you know the rules, and then you get out there and you don't really know the rules once you get out there, and it's tough. You have parents yelling and you have kids yelling, and it's high flying. It's tough.
Okay, so someone's watching this and they want to be a football official. What can they do? How do they get a hold of these guys?
So you can go out. They have classes during the summer that go out all year long. We actually did a story this year. It's going to be on our website, christv.com, where you go in a class. They taught it at Del Mar College, and you can go there and be an official, and then you kind of start through the junior high ranks, the JV ranks, and then you're with Rob Newton and you're doing varsity games.
And you're already doing varsity, and you're just started. Look at that. Look at you, man. Good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You got a career after broadcasting, without a doubt.
We'll see.
All right. When we come back, Chelsea Torres will join us. She's got a great story on Tom Allen, the former great coach at Sinton High School. He's going to be checking out his son, who's a senior this year. We'll have that special report right after this quick timeout. All right, welcome back with more of the Friday Night Fever Preview Show. We're now joined by Chelsea Torres, who's starting already your third year on the Fever. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it, Alan. 3 years.
The former cheerleader from San Antonio, Madison. Can you believe it?
Well, I did it, so I can kind of believe it. But it's great to be here, and I'm so excited to be back for the season. I know we're going to have a lot of fun, just like we always do.
You had a chance to visit the Sinton Pirates. Boy, what a great program they have there. They have a new coach, Tom Allen. We loved him. We hate seeing him go to the sideline or up into the stands now, but he has a reason still to come to these ball games, doesn't he?
Well, you know what's funny? He actually has two reasons. So this is the one family that you'll find playing, someone playing on the field, someone coaching, and then someone cheering from the sidelines. And everyone knows his family. The dad coached for 12 years, as we told you, Tom Allen. And although he isn't still calling the plays, he still gets to be right there next to his sons, that's right, sons, two of them, watching the sport that brings them all together.
There's nobody bigger
are greater than the never-ending S.
The never-ending S means many things in Sinton, but the biggest of them all is family.
Family is very important here in Sinton. We want everyone to feel, like they can talk to anybody. It's a family relationship.
Pirates assistant coach Brian Allen would know exactly what that means. Former player and starting his second season on the varsity coaching staff, his dad, former head coach Tom Allen, may not be by his side coaching this year, but he'll still be within arm's reach.
The lessons you learn at home are one thing, and then out here on the football field and in the staff and in the field house, it's like completely different. And those are memories that I'll cherish forever and I'll always hold with me.
Tom Allen is the pride of Sinton personified. Diagnosed with multiple systems atrophy in 2016, Allen stepped down after 12 seasons. This will be his first year simply watching from the sidelines.
What do you say when someone says, "How are you doing?" Do you say you're not doing good? No, you say you're doing all right. So that's a centered answer. And I'm blessed to have a very supportive family.
Allen was given a golf cart to get around, making it easier to stay close to his sons. It's a complete family affair at Bone Crusher Stadium. He'll also be cheering on his youngest, Jackson Allen, senior and receiver for the Pirates.
It's a dream come true.
Allen has become motivation for Brian and Jackson. Brian has already followed in his father's footsteps, and Jackson is not too far behind.
He's inspired me to become a coach, and I know he's inspired many others to do what they've become, and he's just a great inspiration.
Brian and Jackson intend to stay close to home to be near their father for whatever he may need.
He really just comes first for us, and we try to get him to do what we think he needs to do for the better of him.
Both boys say their dad will be less stressed and can relax now that he can focus on just cheering for the Sinton Pirates. Players that Tom Allen has seen grow and evolve over the years while coaching.
My goal all along was to last as long as I could and see Jackson finish, but this is probably better.
You'll see Tom Allen at every practice. He'll be at every game. He's carried on a legacy that even the new head coach, Michael Troutman, is proud of.
As a former Sinton Pirate, as a graduate, I appreciate and respect what you did to this program.
The Sinton Pirate Pride, Bone Crusher Stadium. This is why the community stays together and grows together year after year. The never-ending S defines character, hard work, and most of all, family.
Meanwhile, students who are homeschooled are becoming a rather popular choice these days, but what about those homeschoolers who consider themselves athletes? Can they play the sport of their choice at a nearby school? Well, the answer to that is yes, but there are certain restrictions. Take a look.
Okay, let's have a good practice, all right? Hey, 100% in, 100% out, okay? Hey, we got a game in a couple weeks, real time stuff, so you guys go out and give me 100%.
Here at Arlington Heights Christian School in Annaville, they play six-man football. That's right, and only 8 players make up this particular roster, and 2 of them are homeschoolers. Benjamin Menard and Caleb Matheson spend their school day at home, and then in the afternoon, well, they meet up with their Lion teammates for practice. Yes, homeschoolers can play sports, but only for private schools like Arlington Heights. Both Benjamin and Caleb have been homeschooled for most of their life, and to be able to come out here and still play organized high school football is a dream come true.
I mean, I couldn't really do anything my homeschool year until I found out that I could play here. And, it means a lot being a homeschooler that I can come out and still play football and still hit people, instead of, just ending my sports career by going to homeschool again.
Yeah, it's a really important part of life. No, I mean, it keeps me physically active, but it keeps me with friends, keeps me just developing my leadership skills. This is my second year as a team captain, so I'm really looking forward to continuing that.
Now, Benjamin and Caleb must pay a fee to play for the school, maintain passing grades, and of course, good citizenship is also very important. They play a brand of football that is unique here in South Texas. Annapolis Christian and Coastal Bend Christian are the only other 6-man teams in our area, and they too have homeschool players. This type of football, wow, unlike any other seen in these parts.
6-man football is a beast. You have to be physically fit. for it and be prepared for all the running and open field tackling, and you got to know the fundamentals of the game, and it's totally different than level man, so it's a great sport.
Friday Night Fever is a presentation of Chris Communications, brought to you by CCRV, Thomas Spann Clinic, Mattress Firm, and Good and Crisp Chicken.